I'm gonna test this out here. I'm gonna test it out. Let me test this thing out. Okay, it's live here. Testing. Okay, good. Now it works. I love you, StreamYard. Now, said I was gonna do a video, but I didn't feel like putting it together and doing all that kind of stuff. I usually just post a picture and talk, but since I've come across StreamYard, learn how to operate, learn how to use it, I decided I wanted to do it this way. So we'll do it live. You see this garbage on the screen. You see this why I haven't been covering this crap. Um, just one reason only. Simply because it's just not good. I'm not gonna keep um keeping up with garbage. That's why I've been doing a lot of other material. Why I did the Goku versus Superman stuff. I just gave thoughts and opinions on that. I did the Justice League Gauntlet, running the DBZ Gauntlet. Um, I did a lot of that stuff because there's other material out there. There's a lot of other ways to talk about Dragon Ball and express Dragon Ball. It's just even there's so much content in the old material, even with comics and all this other stuff. There's so much other things to talk about than this stuff because I just don't like. You see all these different transformations. See what they've done to the franchise. This Orange Piccolo stuff. I just don't like it. I don't like the beast. Look at the Gohan transformation. It's just really not. It's not it. People can try to pretend like it's good, like it's just something awesome and marvelous. It's just not, man. Because lately, even in the mangas lately, it's just not been good. Like recently, it's just rehashing the movie. I don't know why they're doing that. I don't even know why they're deciding to do that in the manga. I don't know. I just don't understand why they're covering manga movie after movie. They're going to rehash. I thought they were going to rehash the Broly movie. I thank God they didn't. Um, no, but they're rehashing the superhero arc, which is just stupid to me. It's like they rehashed Battle of God. They started Dragon Ball Super off with Battle of Gods, which doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't. Um, they did Resurrection F, rehashed it. I don't know why they're doing it. It's just lazy. It's just lazy writing, lazy everything. It's just and then they're making money off of being lazy, popping out the same material over and over and over. Um, this is just a retelling of the movie. This arc is just dumb. Granola arc. They couldn't even come up with any original names. All this stuff was just it just there's no story, there's no continuity, there's nothing going on that makes you want to say, "Ooh, I want to get invested in this." If you go back and watch the Frieza arc, watch the Saiyan arc, watch the Cell arc, it's just not. I can't get into this garbage. The Cell arc, the Frieza arc, all that stuff had me wanting to know what happened next. Had the suspense levels were kind of high. I was wanting to know the next thing that happened. Okay, uh, what's the next? I mean, what every episode you're on the edge of your seat wanting to know what's going to happen. The cliffhangers they had were freaking phenomenal. Um, some of the Boo arc was questionable as far as how it was done, as far as the pacing in some areas of the Boo arc, and I wasn't too favor of it, but it was still 1,000 times better than Dragon Ball Super. And the worst episode in the Boo arc was still way better than Super. Um, any filler in any arc, the filler in the Frieza arc was still way better. Uh, Captain Ginyu switching bodies with Goku was way better than Super. So I can't sit here and pretend like it's just great, like it's just amazing. like it's the most wonderful thing out there. It's just I just don't believe it's just not. Even I've watched other content creators review this stuff. Even they think it's garbage. Even Geekdom 101 says how bad it is. Saying Scholar, people like that, they're talking, saying how bad it is because it's just not good. Even if the hype train is talking bad about it, it's a problem here. And they're just gonna keep pumping since it's corporate now. Since it has become corporate, it has become trash. They're just gonna do whatever is making money, and people have the minds now of children, so they're gonna be satisfied by garbage. You can give them a garbage. Um, yes, because Geekdom, all he hypes it up a lot. He admits to being a fanboy. He's saying, "Oh, it is." He even said some of the worst chapters were great, and because you had other people giving it 10 out of 10, gave the granola arc 10 out of 10. The granola arc was garbage, guys. The granola arc was trash. It's just yeah, he does. He sucks them off. But even he said it's garbage this time around. He says the new arc is trash. He says this was one of the years where nothing happened in Dragon Ball. The Brawley movie was it was actually the Brawley movie was a good movie. I don't like what they did with Brawley, but watching the movie, I can't sit here and lie. Like watching the movie was I didn't enjoy watching the movie, the film, the fight with Goku versus Brawley, Vegeta versus. I can't sit here and say I didn't enjoy the fight. Um, the storytelling was just kind of meh. Um, well, even the second coming Brawley was meh too. But fighting, I was just there for the fighting. But there's nothing really exciting about Super. Period. It's just nothing really. That's why I really don't talk about it like that. I might talk about certain transformations. I like to talk about like Vegeta having his own arc, which he deserves his own arc. After all these years, he still hadn't got his own arc. Gohan has his own arc. He had the spotlight several times. Even Piccolo had some shine. A lot of these people had shine, had different, had certain time slots dedicated to them. Um, who else? Even Goten and Trunks have had an arc, a mini arc. Well, before this started, before this whole superhero garbage started, they had their own little mini arc. Planet walking, like I said, running around in thongs and superhero costumes. I thought they was gonna do something with Great Saiyaman, but they did not. They wasted that potential. They could have had something going on with that, but a lot of things that they could have done, they didn't do. I just can't. I just can't help but look at Gohan's ugly hair in this thing. Uh, they tried to rehash Teen Gohan fighting Cell, which was just stupid. Why would you rehash something that was already legendary, already a classic? If you're a sucky writer, why would you touch something that's classic, already genius and classic? It just doesn't make, just to make money off of it, just to bring in the cash, bring in the dough. But it probably made some money, but it still sucked. Okay. They just want it just more toys, more merchandise. This stuff is horrible, man. Look at these forms. Look at Orange Piccolo. The only thing that's worth looking at is Broly, and they have him faded out in the back. Um, I had to say the aura on Ultra Ego Vegeta. I say the purple colors look cool, but that's about it. There's nothing. The form was useless because it didn't win against the villain. It didn't accomplish anything. Just like all other useless forms in Super, there's just nothing. Just nothing. Uh, didn't get them in the manga. I'm mad we getting the perfect sale in the manga. Well, I'm mad that they rehashed it to begin with. I'm mad that they didn't. They just didn't. Just mad that they brought Cell back. I don't know why they even brought him back. I don't. They brought Frieza back. They brought Cell back. They're keeping Majin Buu around for whatever reason, and he's not even now. If they're gonna do these things, they should more. I think they're trying to keep these villains around because I know how the comics do, where they keep certain villains around. The Joker stays around. They have a Batman. The reason why they have the Batman no kill rule is so the villains will stay around. They don't want to kill certain villains off because Joker is one of the best villains of all the comics. Man, he's one of my favorite villains in DC Comics. But they have the no kill rule, honestly, because if he killed off the Joker, there would be no more Joker. So they have those rules in there to keep the villains around. But Dragon Ball is much different. They kill villains and move on to the next one. But they're trying to do is keep these villains around and find some crazy reason to keep Frieza around. Some arbitrary, stupid reason to bring Cell back. Um, if you're gonna keep bringing them back and reuse them, why kill them off in the first place? You may as well, yeah, just beat them and they find some way to come back. But just sitting around somewhere on another planet or something. If you're gonna do that, uh, yeah, yeah, that's all they are. They ruined everything. Everything's been retconned and ruined, just like the whole Vegito transformation was retconned. Um, oh, due to the power usage, it only lasted a certain amount of minutes, even though it was just stupid. It was supposed to be permanent. It shouldn't have mattered the kind of power hours in Z. It didn't matter. They could have went Super Saiyan 3 and it wouldn't have diffused, but all of a sudden in the because their diffusion in Z was a mystery. But all of a sudden in Super oh, you only last for an hour now. Oh, that's why we diffuse. I guess they tried to answer it, but it was supposed to have been a mystery. The inner workings of Boo causing the defuse, whatever kind of crazy magic was going on inside Boo's body. But in Super, they retcon and saying, oh, they only last an hour, and then due to the power usage, it shortened the time severely. It was just a way to get Vegito some showtime and get him out of the way for whatever stupid reason. If they were just going to let Trunks win anyway, they should have just started with that. I just don't understand. Um, why bring Vegito in only for him to fail? Then Trunks come in as a Super Saiyan, and it just doesn't make sense to me. Not at all. Doesn't make any sense. Why he would come in with a Genki Dama sword and he only gathered energy from like 10 people, and it was more that right there was more powerful than Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. I don't believe it. I refuse to believe it. Uh oh yeah, I did hear about that. I watched the Geekdom stream and I heard about that. Uh I heard about it and I kept saying Dragon Ball needs to end. I kept saying it. I kept saying it over and over. The head of Dragon, I don't think it's going nowhere since it's corporate. But if I'm not mistaken, I think that was the one that was pushing Gohan to be pushing different things for other characters to have spotlight. Um, I think I don't know what they're going to do with Dragon Ball since they've gotten rid of the head guy. Uh, yeah, but I saw. I still follow them so I can get certain news and stuff like that because I don't always want to go look it up because I have a busy schedule, so I'm not really always in there just researching and doing all that stuff. So I watch other channels and follow different channels to keep updated on it, so I have things to talk about. However, um, yeah, they have completely annihilated Trunks' character, completely annihilated. Um, the Goku Black arc was just abysmal. I just don't understand the whole my situation. I don't get it. My it didn't make sense. Future my had to be an old lady, but she was young enough to be in a relationship with Trunks. I didn't understand that. That was kind of weird to me because my was a grown woman when Goku was a kid. This is just weird. Goku was like 12 and Maya was already an adult. So and then back in GT when Trunks was an adult, Maya was an old woman. So how is it that she's still young in Future Trunks' timeline? Future Trunks in Super is older than GT Trunks. He just is because he was already 17 at the beginning of Z, and then you have what is that at the beginning of Z when he first appeared he was 17. Then you add 7 years to that, it's got 24, and then he was like at least yeah he was around probably around the same age, maybe around the same age. I had to see. Yeah, because it was 7 years. Then you have a few more years after that. He probably wasn't. He probably was in it. He was in it. He was in his mid to late 20s. So Mai had to be an old woman. So he was. So he was. I guess he was. So why was she still young? And GT, she was old. I'm just not getting it. I know there are different continuities and different universes and stuff, but it just didn't make any sense. And it can't. I don't know if she made the same wish in the future timeline. I don't know. There's no proof of that. She couldn't have made the same wish because there were no Dragon Balls. There were no Dragon Balls. I just thought about that. There were no freaking Dragon Balls. So how in God's name did she freaking stay young? You can't say she wished on a dragon because there were no Dragon Balls. And all this time paradox garbage. Dragon Ball just needs to quit messing with. Just stop talking about time. But one way I can describe that is it's unrealistic. You have unlimited different possibilities and realities and things like that. What had happened with Goku Black, he just he it's Zamasu from from an alternate reality because you have multiverse stuff, you have alternate realities. Comic books do it all the time, but the way they explained it didn't make any sense. Just like you got evil versions of Superman, you have other versions of Superman, you have other versions of even with how multiverse did it. It's a fan made manga, but it's thousands of times better than Super. It's different situations. It's how things. It's a universe that took place. What if the Supreme Kais intervened early and annihilated Frieza? You have the one where Cell actually beat Gohan. You have one where Bojack actually beat Gohan and took over, and they conquered the universe. You have one where Super Buu absorbed Goku when they were inside of Majin Buu. It went horribly wrong where he absorbed Vegeta and he went on to absorb Goku and all of that. And it's a lot of it told it really good. It was one reality where Goku Frieza blew up Namek early, didn't kill Namek, but he blew up the planet, and he Goku went to Namek. Only survivor was Nail. He was up deep underground, and they had to go. And they went on a revenge plot to kill Frieza, but yeah, Goku's good nature. He couldn't finish Frieza off, so Frieza transformed into his fourth form and killed Goku. And that's where the Frieza Force. It's actually Frieza. The Frieza race is actually ruling that universe. Then Captain Ginyu went on to steal. Captain Ginyu did a, and that Captain Ginyu did, on that failed mission that Goku went on that revenge, but he attacked that planet. Frieza killed Captain Ginyu, or so he thought, and that's when Captain Ginyu hatched a plan to steal King Co's body. Um, but it's just different scenario. See, that stuff sounds way better than Super. There's another one where Goku bumped his head, and again, and he came back to being Kakarot, and they hadn't finished that one yet, and that's still 1,000 times better than Super. Where Vegeta had trained and learned everything that Goku learned, and even Super Saiyan 3. Um, yeah, because Goku had turned evil, all that stuff. That stuff, it still sounds better than Super. It's just, yeah, it is. It's way better. Dragon Ball Multiverse is freaking awesome. Oh yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's where he was training with Oob, and he wound up killing Oob, and it's just it's just way better than Super. There's a lot of fan stuff. The fans write better than the actual official people that run the series, and that's kind of sad. Toyotaro wrote better when he was writing his own fan mangas. When he wrote AF, he was way more he was way better. But now he has to go by these guidelines. So he can't really just do his own thing. He has to go by the script and all that other stuff, by what corporate wants them to write. So he's limited with within his stuff. Um, so all this Beast Gohan stuff, all this white hair Goku, all this stuff, you could it was already all over the internet before they even did Super. It's just fan made garbage though. Stuff that's already been done. But they just try to make it official, just like with Goku and Vegeta having blue hair and all these different colors. That was already done, guys. It's just nothing new. It's Gohan with white hair. That Beast farm, it was already Toriyama basically stole from the fan base. Well, he didn't steal from them because the fans use his characters to begin with, but you could tell they were inspired by the fans because they're doing. Fans already did it. This God version of Piccolo, it was already all over the internet. It may have not been orange Piccolo. It was a blue version of Piccolo. There's other Namekian God Piccolo pictures. They're just like they're siphoning from the fan base, and it's not original content. Uh, yeah, we don't need so much we can do with Z. Yeah, Dragon Ball New Hope was good. Where Krillin had to fight Cell. I mean, Krillin was the one that had to save the day. Krillin became the android, and all the Z fighters. That's another universe where Cell won. He left Krillin alive, and Chi Chi still gave birth to Goten. Um, and he had to train. Krillin had to train Goten on how to fight, but Krillin actually also made himself an android to have a better chance against Cell. And he basically was able to beat Goten, and he had and in hand to hand combat because he made himself an android. And Goten wasn't training; he got lazy with his training, stuff like that. Um, but he wound up being the one to make an ultimate sacrifice and save the day. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think I think it's still going on because I think Bulma was on a quest to bring back Trunks, but she brought back she couldn't bring Trunks back. He died in since he died in the present timeline. Uh, the Shenron couldn't bring him back. The Purunga couldn't bring him back, but she wished for future Gohan to come back, and because Perfect Cell had came about in her timeline, her future timeline, so she went to Namek to in hopes that future, and then she brought Dende back as from Namek. She brought Dende back, and they what was it? Yeah, they brought Future Gohan came back as a Super Saiyan 2 and annihilated Cell. Um, annihilated Perfect Cell. And when he beat Cell, Android 17 was left there. And Android 17 begged for his life, but Gohan killed him anyway. I thought that was kind of neat. But yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He sacrificed his life against against Cell. Um, that's funny. The same how Krillin. I mean, Cell spared Krillin, thinking there was no chance, but Krillin was the one that beat him in the first place. That was kind of funny to me because he's wanted to spare. I'm gonna spare you, so you be hunted. But Krillin was the one that saved the day to begin with. And then Cell went to blow up Namek. They're Namek, so only so there are no Dragon Balls at his time. Yeah, we don't need gods and all that stuff to tell a decent story. That's why I say Dragon Ball, it just needs a reboot. It just needs to get rid of all this stuff and start back. What it needs to do? It needs to start right after the tournament after Goku beat Piccolo. It needs because everything. It needs to just reboot. If you're gonna just create a new universe. New 52 did it. Different comic books do it all the time. So there's nothing wrong with creating another reality. They've been doing it anyway. Um, like just like Dragon Ball Multiverse. A lot of that stuff could be a lot of different mangas, a lot of different movies. You can make different movies out of this stuff. Multiverse, like not multiverse, Dragon Ball New Hope, things those kinds. You can have movies of alternate realities. You can have they did it anyway when Z was going on. They did because Toilets was an alternate reality. Um, that couldn't have possibly fit into the main timeline. Tria Might was alternate reality. The legendary Super Saiyan Brawly was alternate reality. It couldn't possibly fit in the main timeline. That was during the 10-year day wait for the Cell games. That couldn't possibly happen. Metal Cooler couldn't possibly happen. Gohan, not Gohan, but Cooler in the first place. Um, it just wasn't. It could have fit during the wait for the androids, but Gohan still had his tail. There's still some things in there that were questionable that couldn't have possibly fit. You had what was it? Yeah, Tria Might couldn't have happened for the main reason is because the Z fighters were still alive and Goku knew the Kaioken. After Goku learned the Kaioken when he came back, he couldn't all when he came back to fight the Saiyan, all the Z fighters were dead. So there's no way in Heffel that all the Z fighters could have been alive on the planet at the same time. There's just no way. Because he had to go to Namek, he had to come. So if he knew Kaioken and all the Z fighters were alive on Earth, then he would have also known Super Saiyan. It would have taken place after the Frieza arc. He would have been a Super Saiyan. So it just doesn't fit. Um, a lot of the stuff is well, Vegeta's not you. They're making him useless. Uh, see, yeah, it's still going on. Future Gohan is back alive. Also, the Z fighters and they're buffed up with Kaioken, but Trunks still trapped in the other tunnel. Yeah, I wish. I hope they managed to bring Trunks back. Yeah, I saw that they brought the same. I think I saw the latest chapter where Gohan was talking to Vegeta. Um, I think yeah, I want to watch. I want to hope they still keep it going because that was actually a good one. Um, I'm hoping they. I'm hoping they actually get Trunks out of that timeline. I'm hoping they do. I'm not. I hope he don't stay dead. Is stuck dead in that timeline forever. Because he's dead in the alternate timeline. So I mean, what now? Unless in the old Kai in that universe gives him his life, or somebody gives their life, because Supreme Kai can't offer up their life. Um, I don't know. There's just no. I'm trying to see how that could happen because Cell blew up Planet Namek. So there's no other way unless you bring Super into the mix. And I don't want that to happen because it just screw up the whole New Hope. It just screw it up because you'd have to. I wouldn't want that to happen. Um, without because there's outside of this because Z continuity is separate from Super, so you can't we can't mix them together. Even though Toriyama said they were canon, but these mangas, these fan mangas, are written with the assumption that Super doesn't exist because you don't have any God forms, you don't have any Beerus and Whis running around. All this stuff is based on solely Dragon Ball Z Cell, because New Hope was based solely around the Cell arc. Um, so the only thing feasible in this particular continuity would be if old Kai were to suddenly give him his life, or or Trunks would come back for a day and he'd hop in a time machine and go home. Baba Prince, the Baba would bring him. Fortune teller Baba would bring him back for a day, and he'd just say deuces and go to his time machine and go home, and then they wish him back from there. That's the only thing I think it'd be possible because his time machine's still on the planet. His time machine's still there, but they'd have to bring him back for a day. But it had to be a legit. It had to be a darn good reason for them to do that. Because they were going to do it. Because he thought he'd have to save his. He thought he'd have to save Krillin and save the Earth from Cell, but they wound up. Krillin wound up defeating Cell. But that would have been nice if Trunks would made it down there instead of been dead, but he'd hop in his time machine and say bye bye and go back to his own world, then get wished back on planet Namek. Uh, that would be awesome because I mean, if he jumped in his time machine, Baba can't. The Baba from that universe can't hold him accountable for the time that he had left. I mean, he just couldn't. This wouldn't work because he'd be gone to another time. Baba would have to come get him, and he's in another time. And yeah, that's a cheat code there. See there? If you're writing whoever writes New Hope, that's an idea for you. If you want to get Trunks out of that timeline and all that stuff, that'll work. Uh, yeah, that'll work. Vegeta and Vegeta, now the writers make him out to be useless because Vegeta's on par with Goku as far as strength level. He's on par with Goku. They're just making it. They just don't want to give him a win for whatever reason because a lot of wins Goku wouldn't have pulled off without Vegeta. Um, for instance, Tournament of Power. Vegeta gave him his energy. The moral arc. Vegeta was the one that use his force spirit fission his techniques he learned on Yardrat to help beat Moro because Goku was a complete idiot. Vegeta had to step in and help save the day. With Kid Buu arc, Vegeta was the one. It was Vegeta's plan that killed Kid Buu. It was his plan. He got the Dragon Balls, wished everyone back, wished the Earth back, and had them lend their energy because they couldn't beat him in a fight. Vegeta admitted this himself. He said, we can't beat him head to head, so we have to outsmart him. So the only way to do it is through the Spirit Bomb. The Goku Spirit Bomb can do it. I've seen it work. I've seen the power of it. That can work. If all the people gather all the energy they can have, they can luster, and it would work. And then other people all over the universe gave them their energy too. The Namekians, Supreme Kai, they gave their energy to defeat Kid Buu because people all over the universe was watching the fight and things like that. We're tuning into the fight. We're keeping up with it. So all the people on Earth because of Hercule gave energy, but people on the Namekians, they gave their energy right off because they already knew who Goku was and things like that. But the Earth didn't give their energy until Hercule stepped in. But it was Vegeta's plan in the first place. They didn't know what they were going to do. Without Vegeta, a lot of wins wouldn't have happened. They wouldn't have gotten as far as they gotten. Goku wouldn't have gotten as strong as he's gotten if it wasn't for Vegeta, because Vegeta is the one that pushes him. When Goku first fought Vegeta, he spared his life for that sole purpose. He said, "I want to fight him again because I've never fought anybody that's incredibly strong." That's when Goku started becoming a fanatic and trying to get stronger and stronger. And what pushed him to become stronger all the time because he thought he was the strongest he ever going to be. When he beat Piccolo, he got relaxed and comfortable. He thought that was the highest of the high. He was already the strongest man on Earth. Then he met somebody like Vegeta, was on a whole nother level, on a whole nother league. He endured a whole lot of training on King Kai's planet and still couldn't match up to Vegeta. Vegeta was like a wall that he couldn't hope to climb. Goku was like, man, I have to I gotta fight this guy again. His Saiyan blood was pumping. Vegeta was way stronger than him, but he was excited. So without Vegeta, I'd say he's useless because Goku wouldn't be as strong as he is. Goku wouldn't have beaten Frieza without Vegeta. Goku's kids, Gohan and Krillin would have died early on Namek if it wasn't for Vegeta, because the Doria on Namek was trying to look for Vegeta, was looking for when Gohan kicked the Doria and they had to leave. They left, fleeing from the Doria. The Doria would have caught up with him and killed him because he was way stronger, way faster. He would have killed him. They would have stood no chance against the Doria. But Vegeta caught up with him, and Vegeta was killing the help. He killed the Doria. He killed Zarbon. There was no way Gohan and Krillin would have gotten past Zarbon. Without Vegeta, they would have not survived until Goku got there. They wouldn't have made it. Just plain and simple. They would have been, because there was too many large fish in the pond. Vegeta was hacking him down, man. Vegeta was on a rampage. Okay, oh, Vegeta just no, he was not. If it wasn't for and if it wasn't for even in the Android saga, um, even though Vegeta got beat a lot and all that stuff, um, Vegeta was holding it down. He did some stupid stuff like let Cell absorb Android 18. But if it wasn't for Vegeta, Goku wouldn't have. It was just a lot of things, uh, of parts that Vegeta played in the series. He did some, whether it be stupid or smart or otherwise, and in actuality too, um, it moved the series along in a way. It made the series progress in such a way that kept us in entertained. Even when Goku was incapacitated with the heart virus, it was Vegeta that kept the series along. Even when Goku was healing, waiting, and everybody was waiting for the big showdown with him and Frieza, it was Vegeta, it was the other cast that kept everything going until we um, until we were able to see the big showdown with Goku versus Frieza. But I'm gonna read some more. Look some more of these coming in. But he wasn't useless per se. Let's see if we get original animation for Z and start right after Goku left with Oob, then have the aliens come to Earth to take uh, the Z fighters to multiverse and start the series. Yeah, it would be a nice that would be a nice way to have a multiversal tournament instead of that crappy. I believe that's where Tournament of Power they got their idea from, even though it sucked. Because multiverse came first. I just believe that's where they got the whole universe theory from. Because multiverse had already been out. They try to implement. See, they try to implement a lot of fan stuff, but it's not nearly as good. The fans do it better. They just always have. Uh, each universe can be 2 episodes hour each. To the multiverse battle, and each universe episode can have. Oh yeah, that would be awesome. About the universe had their own episode and stuff. See the fans come up with better ideas in the series. We can write stuff better than this. Fact Z is, yeah, it's weaker. Gohan is weaker and garbage. Well, Gohan's a lot stronger. He just sucks because they're ruining his character. Um, for some reason, they decided to make him weaker at the beginning of Super. They, for some reason, he has to relearn the same lessons over and over, like Goku. It's just weird. I don't understand why progress the characters um, in strength if you're just going to make them dumber. It just doesn't make any sense. That Gohan already had an arc as to where he wanted to train and get stronger for his family. And for some reason, he learned that in the Tournament of Power. But for some reason, after that in Superhero, he has to relearn it all over again, which is dumb. It's just why send these people through the whole relearning rigmarole? And even with the whole uh the whole Goku thing, keep forgetting techniques, not wanting to meditate, all that stuff is just he learned the seriousness of this stuff at the beginning of before Dragon Ball Z. He learned all this stuff under Kame. Why does he have to relearn it? It's just dumb to me. Oh, he don't know it important. Vegeta is a better martial artist than Goku, and Vegeta's not even a martial artist. He he was more so a brawler. He's a soldier. It doesn't make sense, man. Yeah, they did. Yeah, Vegeta was very this picture looks like easy. It is, probably is, but the transformations are still it's probably I think it's a DBZ fan pick, but I just use it to just even outside of this, I don't like all these crazy transformations. You got to think about it. At the end of the Buu saga, Goku already had Super Saiyan 3. Now you got Super Saiyan God. That was hyped up to be the Ultimate Transformation. Now you got Super Saiyan Blue, the very next movie. Then you got Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken in the next arc. And then you got Super Saiyan Rose in the next arc was Goku and Trunk, the Goku Black arc. Super Saiyan Rose, Super Saiyan Rose, Goku Black, all that crap. He had the Darth Vader sword and all that junk. Then he had it was very interesting, might I add, but just Zamasu being in Goku's body is just kind of stupid. It's played out. Body swap has already happened in Dragon Ball Z, and it's just, I mean, it was just stupid. He wished on the dragon. He got the Super Dragon Balls to trade bodies with Goku. The Super Dragon Balls. Any Dragon Balls would have done. He didn't. He could have used regular Dragon Balls for that. He couldn't. He didn't have to use Super Dragon Balls. He went from you because the Super Dragon Balls are scattered across the sixth and seventh universe. So he went to two different universes gathering Dragon Balls. This is an alternate reality, by the way, because it didn't happen in the real one because Beerus intervened and killed Goku, killed Zamasu before he had a chance to do it. Because that just proves the whole thing about alternate realities and stuff like that. The way they tried to describe it was crap. You just have alternate realities where people do different things. And since Goku Black had a time ring, he can jump to different realities. That's all that is. He jumped to future Trunks's reality. He could have jumped to any other reality. He went to they're just alternate realities and different because they're multiple. Because you have timeline where Cell absorbed Cell killed Trunks. You have those realities still there. You just have other ones. You have because that timeline is still there. Even in Cell absorbed what life he found on Earth and went elsewhere, and went back to the past. So that planet Earth is still there, even though probably nobody there because Cell absorbed what life he found, but he was still. But anyway, you have alternate realities that take place. Yeah, that was. I don't know what reality that would come from because I guess that was after it was. He saw Goku on GodTube or whatever, for whatever reason, and decided to switch bodies with Goku. I just don't understand. But it's just stupid. He could have just wished for a evil version of Goku or something. Um, Instead of just being in Goku's body. I just don't. Just weird to me. He even creeped Goku out, and Goku was an idiot. Um, yeah. Let's see. Say Gohan from. Yeah, he did save Gohan from Frieza's death beam. Uh, he wanted them to see how powerful he was. He did it out of his own pride. He was still a butthole during the Frieza saga. He saved them out of his own pride, and so they could watch. They could watch him. He wanted a show. He didn't want to beat Frieza without it being a show because he was always a prideful Saiyan. He saved Gohan then because he wanted them to see, and he saved Gohan a couple of times against Gohan and Krillin. He saved them a few times. Um, Gohan and Krillin, they would have been ended a long time ago. They wouldn't have survived without Vegeta. That's just what it is. Hate to tell it to you. That's why Vegeta. I couldn't say Vegeta's useless because they wouldn't be here. They wouldn't be there without Vegeta. They all died to Kid Buu. All died to Frieza. And it shows in that art, the one I told you about, the Dragon Ball multiverse that I told you about, where everyone died. Goku got killed by Frieza, and Frieza blew up the planet. That was a scenario of what if Krillin actually went through with killing Vegeta. That's what would happen if Goku allowed Krillin to kill Vegeta. That's what would have happened. Without Vegeta being there, you go watch Dragon Ball Multiverse. You watch that scenario. I don't know what universe that was in, but he blew up Planet Namek, and Goku came to the planet. It was all destroyed and stuff. And went and found he found Nail on the ground, and he had to. They went on a revenge plot. That's when they went on a revenge plot, and Captain Ginyu stole King Cole's body later on in the plot of that universe. But that's basically because the whole scenario switched to Captain Ginyu because all of them were the Z Fighters were gone, but everyone would have been screwed without Vegeta. You know, um, Let's see. Vegeta can carry. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, static in the chat. Oh yeah. Uh uh Static Shock. That was one of my favorite mangas right there. That was one of my favorite, not mangas, but that was my favorite TV show. I enjoyed Static Shock. That was my let's see some of the chats here. Yeah, GT is 1,000 times better than Super. Even though I hate that he got turned into a kid, it's still millions of times better than Super. It really is. Um, yeah, same crap. Yeah, Super Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker versus you was more entertaining. Anything I could say anything was more entertaining than Super. Let's see. Vegeta just rated what he's in the Namek Saga hero and anti-hero, but everyone fanboy purpose. Let's see. She just reiterated what he said back on Namek and Superhero. Yeah, yeah, Vegeta was talking with Superhero, Vegeta was talking about meditation and yeah, it's I'm trying to see because Vegeta didn't start training until he didn't start training actually training until Goku became Super Saiyan. He found out what Goku did to become Super Saiyan, so he thought training in hundreds of times Earth gravity would help him get there. But actually, that training didn't help him get Super Saiyan. It was when he lost Krillin. Is when he lost Krillin, when because Krillin couldn't be brought back a second time. There was no hope. There was all hope seemed to be lost. There was nothing else. He was depleted of energy. Gohan and Piccolo was out for the count, and he was going to kill Gohan next. And Krillin couldn't be brought back with the Dragon Balls. All hope was lost. That's what helped Vegeta become, and even in the Buu saga, Vegeta admitted that I, he said, he was trying to tell Goku when he fought Frieza to get rid of his emotions and get rid of all of that, but he said it was your emotions that helped you become the legend, the Super Saiyan. It was what you, it was your emotions and your compassion for people that allowed you to transform. So it was his love for his friends and family that allowed him to transform in that time of need. His training did allow him to get stronger, 9 times stronger, about just to be exact. Um, but it was also his love and compassion for his friends, for Krillin, his best friend Krillin. He lost his best friend, and his best friend was crying out to him for help. He couldn't save him, and that power the power that he had a so it's like it came when he reached down deep and grabbed that power that he needed most to become to defeat Frieza, to defeat his adversary in front of him, which was Frieza. And when there was like no hope, there was no chance, there was no possible way, he reached down and that's when he reached that got the transformation. Just like when Vegeta uh, gave up hope in ever beating Goku. He gave up all sense of hope when it came to surpassing Kakarot. That's when he transformed. When Gohan, uh, let's see, because Gohan was always used to people saving him, and he put himself in a hopeless situation. He told Goku when the time came, he told his dad to go all out. The only way I'm going to transform, the only way I'm going to do this, you have to give it everything you got. Gohan had no hope of beating because Goku transformed to Super Saiyan and gave a maximum Kamehameha. He transformed into full power and Gohan had no hope in beating it. He said, I've always relied on people to be there for me and save me, and he had no way out. We had no way out, no way uh, out, but straight forward. That's what initiated his transformation. It wasn't the hard train. The hard train does work. It does. It counts towards the strength level. So you do have to have a certain, but what really triggered the Super Saiyan, I'm not talking about Super with a tingly back bullcrap that's going on now. I'm talking about not talking about the crappy stuff that Super came up with. Talking about when it comes to back then when the Super Saiyan, and even when Gohan became Super Saiyan 2, when he unlocked that power, all hope was they were getting beat to death. They were getting beat to death by the Cell Juniors. Everyone was going to die. He was going to kill everyone and blow up the planet and destroy the whole solar system. Um, and he could have did it too. He was confirmed solar system level. He was going to wipe out everything. He was going to torment. Uh, he was just going to bring terror in throughout the whole universe. He was gonna. He wasn't gonna. I mean, it was no hope. No one had any chances. That's why I say Super's watered down by them rehashing all this tingly back stuff. If you just believe, if you just cry hard enough, how because he watered it down through Kava because they didn't know how to. They didn't have the sense to explain it. But what Vegeta did, how he helped Kava transform into a Super Saiyan, he put him in the same situation. He said, if you live, if you give up, I'm going to hunt you down. I mean, I'm going to kill everyone that you know and love. And all. He gave him a sense of hopelessness. I'm going to hunt everyone down. I'm going to hunt you, kill everyone in their family. I'm going to torture. He gave him that push. If you give up, I'm gonna make your life a living hell. I'm gonna kill everybody that you know and love. I'm gonna destroy your. I'm gonna, he gave him a sense to where there was no way out except straightforward. Only way that there's no way out except straightforward. When you have when you're in a place to where there's no way around it, you can't quit, you can't give up. Only way is through your opponent. That's when they transform. It's not the tingly back garbage. Uh, yeah, it's just let's see here. Let's see. They ruined his whole character. Goku was goofy, but he knew when to get serious, and he was actually smart and knew human things as well. Super Destroy. Yes, they did. Like I said in one of my videos, the whole idea of Goku going to Namek, Goku already had a plan when it came after the Saiyan saga, after they defeated Vegeta, when they were when Goku was talking about he was going his way to Namek. It was his plan. It was his idea to get his old spaceship and Mr. Brief turn it into a spaceship to go to Namek. He wanted the gravity simulator. All that stuff was at his request. He even talked to King Kai to bring him some new outfits. He hashed a whole plan to get to Namek. They turned Super Goku into Dragon Ball Abridged Goku, and it was just a whole joke. But they for some reason, they Toei and all them, they stopped Team Four Star from doing Dragon Ball content, but they turn around and steal their idea. They make Goku a complete doofus. They make them complete idiots. They make the whole character. They destroy the fan base. I mean, not fan base, but the characters. They turned them into just idiots. They turned Gohan into a pacifist, and Goku was a complete moron. He was actually a bridge Goku is smarter than Super Goku. I can at least put up with a bridge Goku. I can put up with him. I can honestly tolerate him way better than Super Goku. Super Goku is worse than a bridge Goku. And a bridge Goku is a parody. He was made up. And it's just weird. I'm not understanding. It's just that just grinding my gears. I'm sorry. Just dumb. uh, let's see. DT did a better Goofy OG Goku than Super ever could. Super copy. Oh yeah. Yeah, this comment confirmed it. Static Shock confirmed it. Yep, what I just said. They just took a bridge. They said a bridge. They said Team Four Star couldn't do their content, but yet they copy their all this stuff. They steal their ideas. Uh, when he became King Code, he was a beast in the Majin War. Yeah, he was. When Ginyu did that, that's the one where Goku where they killed Vegeta, and that's why I say Vegeta's not useless. Yamcha is very weak and useless character. What is because they all the humans are in this and like after the Cell arc, all the humans became useless, and they made and reason why Yamcha's well all the humans are anyone that wasn't Goku or Vegeta is useless now, and it's stupid to me. Well, now they just pull plots out of their butt to make Gohan and Piccolo useful by just they like I say always. Gohan took a dump and became the strongest Goku, and Piccolo he just wished up. He went to Aladdin's castle and made a wish and became the strongest Goku. So I mean, it's all crazy. But I understand the concept because he got the same power boost that Gohan got when his potential was unlocked at first, but Shenron included another transformation in there, which was Orange Piccolo was stupid. He should have just got a regular power boost, if you ask me. But he got his potential unlocked as if Elder Kai were to do it. It was the same. It was the same unlocked potential as that Ultimate Gohan received, basically. But it could have been done better. It just could have been done way better. Um, let's see. Yamcha is genuine, supportive character. Gotta love him. And super ruined them all. With the fake. Yeah, I think the series should have just stayed serious instead of focusing on what Team Four Star was doing. It's like they turned Super into Team Four Star and made it canon. Just weird to me. See. Yeah, Yamcha's weak, but however, all the humans are compared to what's going on now. Because all the humans, all the threats now are beyond Vegito level, beyond Z level. Um, gave up his beef with Goku and changed it to Gohan and Super Saiyan 2, but he overcame it all Super Saiyan. But Super, yeah, they backpedaled on a lot of people's character. They backpedaled on Vegeta's character. Goku is like Dragon Ball Goku is better than Super Goku. Dragon Ball Goku's more intelligent. It's just that's weird. When he first met Bulma, Goku when he first met Bulma is smarter than Super Goku. That's that, and that says a lot. Um, Super did Bardock dirty too, and oh yeah, um, Bardock didn't get the Bardock story was told all crappy. Because Bardock and Super was based off Dragon Ball Minus, and Dragon Ball Minus is trash. Um, they should have just left Bardock alone because Bardock, the fans told Bardock's story better. I don't remember who wrote the original, Bardock Father Goku. They should have left it like that. I'm sorry, they just should have left it that way. Um, but that is better. It's just better. Yeah. Chi Chi. What Chi Chi's supposed to represent is the typical it's she's a stereotype of because Japanese in Japan they're supposed to take their education and study serious. She's based off that type of mom, and honestly, if you want to be realistic about it, Chi Chi was just realistic. If you want to think about it, uh, if you just look at the real like Chi Chi's a regular, she's a human being. Goku is never home. It's all according to how Super is his setup and stuff like that. Goku is always away on training. He's never uh he didn't want his kids to and and if according to Dragon Ball Super, I can't blame Chi Chi. Would you want your kids to turn out like Super Goku? Would you want your children to turn out like Dragon Ball Super Goku? Goku, all he does eat, train, and wear his karate gi all around. He eats up all the food. He doesn't work according to. Let's just base it off real life. Not talking about Dragon Ball fans where he can fly and teleport and all that stuff. Would you want your son to turn out like Super Goku? Just be real with any. Just be real around here. Um, not because yeah, Kachichi is annoying according to the series because it's a fighting series, and we're our minds are geared on, hey, let Gohan train so he could be a beast, so he could be. Because I understand that too, but realistically, she's not, because and she's more practical than we realize because I know Bulma's used to them not. Bulma can let Vegeta go away for months and train because she's filthy, stinking rich. Chi Chi has bills. Chi Chi has still has other human things she has to worry about, and no one's there to take care of the household because he's off training somewhere. But in Super, yeah, he does have a job. Well, he collects, he does crops and sells them so they can pay some bills. But realistically speaking, you don't want a spouse that's not contributing to the household. All they're doing is gone. They're always gone. They're always away. They never. And but I get it because Dragon Balls are out fighting, and we need Goku to get strong and keep staying strong so he can fight strong guys. But you're talking about a guy that thinks marriage was a food. He thought marriage was a food. He thought it was a delightful dish, and he was uneducated. So would you want your children to be like Goku in the real world? Just in the real world now. In the real world. No, you want your children to be productive members of society. So she does that according to Japanese culture. They are strict in their education. They study their books. They're supposed to, and it was also Gohan that wanted to be a scholar. He dreamed even when he was a kid, 4 years old. He dreamed to be a scholar. He's an adult now. That's what he wanted to do. That was his dream. His dream was never to fight. He was introduced to fighting, but that's not what he wanted to do. That's not him. See, I understand the characters. I think it's pointless to make Gohan not like fighting. If you're gonna make him one of the strongest people on earth and make it's not it's in a fighting show, I don't think it's just not good writing to make him a pacifist. He has to keep relearning the same things over and over and all that stuff. It's just not. It don't make sense to me. You can write it better than that. Um, Cat World, can't get mad at her. Yeah, I understand how now more and more the older I get with all the characters. DB and DBZ was always, yeah. Chi Chi's realistic. I don't. Yeah, people. Oh, she's horrible. No, Chi Chi's actually a really good mother. She's a really good mother. She was a married. She's what you call a married single mom because yeah, Goku trained Gohan and taught him everything he knew, but after Goku died, she raised him. She raised Gohan to be an adult. She raises Goten because Goku's already always gone. Um, yeah. So she's what you call a married single mom, and Goku's done destroyed the house with his strength and done the man. Goku's a lot to put up with. He comes back randomly and just wants to eat a whole bunch of food, and he's always away training, and she has to shoulder the responsibility of the house by herself. It's just not. I mean, every time he comes back, he's ready to go again. And farewell, I'm coming. He stays there for a while, he eats all the food, and then after just look what happened at the end of Z. He just I'm leaving again. Thanks for understanding. They're like, wait, Dad, we really don't understand. You're just leaving with some random guy that you just met. It's just weird. Um, you just gotta. And then he came back 5 years later as a kid. I'm just it. Who wouldn't? I'm just saying, man. Chi Chi, she just wanted her husband to provide for the household. She just wants her kids to be educated and pursue education. That's what any parent would want for their children. Any parent wants, uh, any spouse would want their spouse to do better. Because if Goku's a man, yeah, she wants him to provide for the household. It's okay to save the world every now and then. There's nothing wrong with that, but you also should be if we still have bills here. Unless you're going to compete in the tournaments and win, uh, then I mean he could use his strength for a lot of other things to make money. Uh, there's a lot of things he could use his strength for to provide for the house. It ain't got to be gardening, and it ain't got to be collecting crops. He could he could be there's a lot of other things he could do with his strength to make money. Um, and he'd still be a hero for the earth. It's just, I mean, it's ways they could have did it. Just like him winning tournaments and stuff like that. He could have been filthy, stinking rich. Is just a lot of ways. But of course, Bulma didn't care what Vegeta did because she was already a billionaire. She was like the Tony Stark without the gear. She was a billionaire. She was she was the wealthiest. The Reefs were the wealthiest people on the planet. Capsule Corp was one of the. They were the wealthiest business in the world. They were like Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, and all of them. Uh, so she didn't care what Vegeta did. It didn't matter when she got. I mean, pregnant with Trunks. She didn't ask him, "Oh, you have to get a job," and no, she didn't care about all that crap because she was filthy rich. Didn't matter what he did. He could stay gone for a year. Who cares? I'm rich. I mean, just saying. I mean, uh, Goku was a great father when he was around, but in Z, but Super, he's around and just here with yeah. At the beginning of Z, Goku was an amazing father. At the very beginning of Z, they're in Dead Zone, the movie Dead Zone. Beginning of Z, he was awesome. He's an awesome dad. Um, he gave his life so that he wasn't always a disaster of a father. He gave his life when Raditz was trying to kill him. Um, he never let Gohan fight dangerous villains, not in the beginning. And the only reason he had Gohan fight Cell because Gohan was so much stronger than him. It didn't matter. Goku had no hope in beating Cell. And when he found out Gohan had this latent hidden potential, he was like, okay, this is my ace in the hole. This is the thing we can use. Gohan can beat Cell. If anyone can beat him, it's him. Because Goku knew when he made sure of this before he even sent Gohan to fight. You got to look at how the Cell games went. He went and talked to Cell the whole time. He was sizing him up. See, he was sizing Cell up. He's like, okay, okay. He went to Corn first. I mean, he went to Corn. I don't know which one came first. Did he meet? I'm trying to see if he met Cell first, and then he went to Corn. No, I think he. I think I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. I think he was on the lookout. And then he went and talked to Cell. Then he came back after he sized him up. Then he went to Corn. Then he went to Kame. Then he went to Corn. I mean, and he powered up half his power. And even Corn said, "Yeah, he cleaned your clock pretty good." Cell, even Goku admitted it. When he went and saw Cell, um, like, okay, I'm gonna see, I'm gonna check him out and talk, and see what's going on. But all that vibrato, your day is coming to an end, Cell, and all this stuff. Mark my words, you're not gonna be. He was just talking. He was just talking. He knew he couldn't possibly hope to beat Cell. He was just trying to gauge his power. Okay, this is how strong he is. He was trying to get a good feel of him. He had to get a good feel of him in person, and so he could see formulate a plan and confirm what he had to do. He knew Gohan's way stronger than him. He knew Gohan had the power in him to beat him, and even Android 16 confirmed it before his head got crushed. He said, you have the power to beat Cell. My sensors already picked it out." So Gohan was well above perfect Cell, even at full power, because yeah, Goku already knew how strong Cell was. He just fought Cell so Gohan can see him fight, because that's how Goku does with his opponent. He wanted Gohan to watch him fight. He wanted him to study Cell's movements. And in the proof that Gohan was so much stronger than Cell in the beginning, um, is Gohan thought Goku was holding back. That's how much stronger he was. Goku was giving everything he had. Gohan thought Goku was just playing around. Come on, Dad, you got to get serious. You're playing around. No, Goku was. He said, "I don't know about you. I don't know about Cell, son. I was giving it everything I had. I was maxed out. That's why I gave up. I was tapped out. I gave it everything I had. I had nothing else. I was giving it my all." Gohan thought Goku was holding back. He thought Goku was just toying around. Goku was serious. He was giving it everything. The whole fight, he was all in. He gave his absolute maximum. He was at full power. Uh, just showing you the difference between Goku and Gohan's power. Um, because once Gohan transformed, it was completely one-sided. Gohan was just decimating Cell. He decimated the Cell Juniors. He was knocking heads off, guts and blood and bones were everywhere. Because they didn't just explode like in the Funimation dub and all that. in in the manga, it was just guts and blood and brains and stuff. Uh, it was very graphic. Uh, he was so like, in fact, he met Cell. Yeah, yeah, he met Cell first, then Corn. Uh, yeah, he so he had to side Cell up, okay, because he was thinking the whole time, I got to formulate the plan. Okay, how are we gonna beat this guy? This guy's impossibly strong. Then we saw Gohan transform. He was the first person to see Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. He was the first person in Time Chamber. He was the first person to see it. After that, he already knew what he had to do. He knew he couldn't beat Cell. Um, when he once he met Cell and confirmed him with Corn that he'd get beat pretty badly if Cell was to go all out. That's why he was laid back. He didn't. Okay, go home. Gohan's gonna do this. I'm gonna fight Cell first to let Gohan watch me fight, and then I'm gonna bring Gohan in. I'm gonna bring because so Cell won't be that's gonna be the one that's gonna beat Cell because when he's back into a corner with no way out, he's gonna unleash his wrath. But where Goku miscalculated at, uh, because you got to understand, Goku wouldn't intentionally put Gohan in harm's way if he didn't think he could handle it. The reason he did that because he knew how much more powerful Gohan was than everybody. Gohan was the strongest one on the planet at that time. He was the strongest one on the planet, way stronger than everyone else. He could have dog walked the whole Z Fighter cast because Cell threw all everyone else's attacks at him at Gohan, and nothing worked. He threw the Destructo Disc at him. He caught him. He threw all the rapid fire from Piccolo. It had no effect on Gohan. All the other Z Fighters attacks had no effect on Gohan. Everything that could have threw Goku for a loop, that could have destroyed Goku, that would have killed Goku, did nothing to Gohan. Nothing. He launched a giant Kamehameha, the same one that he launched at Goku, and Goku had to get out of the way to escape it because it would have killed him. Gohan launched another Kamehameha even bigger than his, and it injured Cell. The same attacks he threw at Goku that almost killed Goku didn't have any effect on Gohan. So that just it's showing you how much stronger he was. Um, yeah, it is. It's very ugly. Gohan new form, ugly. Yes, absolutely. In the original, yeah, yeah, Gohan new form looks horrible. Piccolo's new form is horrible. That's why I got this stuff up here. That's why I don't. And see, even things in the original series, all that stuff I explained, far, 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 far better than Super. A million times better. A million times better than Super. Um, millions and millions of times better than Super. Let me check something here. Don't get off here in a minute because I had to go somewhere real quick. Let's see. Check something. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna be let's see. Okay. Now yeah, I think I done went over my time just about. But yeah, I'm gonna be getting off in a minute, but that's it's so much stuff in the real in actual Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, the OG Dragon Ball. It's just so much. It's way, 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 way better than Super, man. I just can't stomach this watered down trash. It's just watered down. Um, watered down. I understand Super. I understand things that happen in Super. Uh, Goku sucks. Gohan is just he sucks. He's watered down. Um, Frieza, it's atrocious what they did to his character. Vegeta, he backpedaled on him. Um, the only, but I still think Vegeta is better than Goku in this series. I think Vegeta's still a better character than Super Goku. Even though they backpedaled on Super Vegeta, he's still a better character than Super Goku. Piccolo's a better character. I actually like Piccolo's before they ruined him with this transformation. I actually liked Piccolo in this because he's still a mentor and friend to Gohan. I like the way he keeps pushing Gohan and keeps Gohan in line and to keep training and all that stuff. I uh I like those characters. I like Piccolo even though they ruined Trunks' character. Trunks' ruined character is better than Goku's character in Super. Um, it's just the way it is. But I'm gonna get off of here, guys. I gotta take care of some stuff. But I will. We might we'll probably do this again this week, either Saturday night or I was gonna do it Saturday yesterday evening, but I was just exhausted. I had to work a 15-hour uh getting this restaurant together, just doing some construction, and I had to do some construction, man, and it was just I was too exhausted to do anything, man. I couldn't. I was not going to be able to function, so I just said I'll do it to this evening because I want to keep in touch with the followers on this channel. I do all types of content. Um, because I still do Christian content. I do secular, like current events on my other channel, Terrell Speaks channel. Um, so I do all types of content. I like to talk about some of everything. But I will be uh, posting something else this week, and I do want to talk about how the whole passing the torch thing was like way too soon. I'm gonna explain it because it's like they were trying to force Goku's character out of the reason why Gohan's character didn't work was because they tried to let's see, I would be fine with Goku spending more time with Chi Chi. That would Yeah, it would be more slice of life stuff. Him spending more time with Chi Chi and Goten. That'd be nice. But yeah, and I'd say I'm going to talk about how the whole passing the torch thing they did in the Z art that I didn't agree with. So there's some things in Z I didn't don't agree with, but it's still way better than Super. But I'm going to talk about the how after the that was it was how they was trying to pass the torch on. Um, I understand what they were saying, but I just believe it was a little too early. Uh, wow, peace from Great Light. Okay. Oh yeah. Thanks to you, Static Shock. I hope you come back with another series. I enjoyed the manga. I mean, I enjoyed the comic books. I enjoyed the animated series. Uh, yeah, hope you and Black Lightning do a spinoff. Um, but all seriousness, y'all, I'm gonna catch out on this one. I'll see y'all on the next one. I just wanted to converse with y'all about why this is why I didn't like it. But I'll have another topic on on a future stream. But I want to talk about him, like the whole thing I didn't like about passing the torch. It was just and why Gohan's character didn't work because Toriyama himself said Gohan didn't work as the main character. But I'll explain that why in the next stream because I know exactly why. Uh, I know why it didn't work and how he could have done it better to where it would have worked. So, but I'll catch y'all later. Peace out. I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. Y'all have a good one.